For the good. Morning.
Call the tax committee meeting to order. May 3rd, 2016, 9:01 a.m. Looks like all members are present. They're not hired. First order of business, please take some time to go through the claims.
Pay the claim.
Motion on the floor to pay the claims. Is there a second?
I got a second, but I have a question also.
Yep, go ahead.
What's this, $12,734 on VMEX support?
That's our voter registration system. It's covered in a normal year completely by a state grant. It always has been. I don't know whether it'll get covered this year or not.
No money.
The budget, money.
One coming up.
Yeah. Thanks, Lisa.
One more question?
Yeah, I've got one more. What's the Bruce Harris and Associates?
What you got?
Pardon?
vendor. And thing two bills in them. One was just a typical mapping that we do the oil and the line and the lead large amount for the contract and negotiate contract, we pay off the implementation of the EIF. And then after the over 4-year period, so what that 4-year period, that money will go away.
Okay, thanks. That's all.
One more question?
Yeah.
Is that $500 overreach charge typical, or is that?
Oh, no, that's 1 year. And that's on our maintenance contract on all the copiers that we have. So at the end of the year, we pay maintenance quarterly on estimated number of copies.
Okay.
And then at the end of the year, there's a true-up of actual, and that's across several departments. So you want to estimate close, because if you're under your copy, you don't get a refund. But if you're over, you pay the extra.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, that's the other thing. With the first year of the contract, so we weren't quite sure about the numbers. You know, everybody was kind of taking a stab in the dark to how many copies they would run in a year. But
Any other questions? Discussion?
Yeah, charge for unaltered dog over 9 months, $20. There's a claim for charge for unaltered dog over 9 months of $20. Where does $20?
What you're saying is that doesn't fit in the criteria.
Yeah, that's all.
I think a little bit the claim, it could be that, I know she has some issues where people get they pay for an adult dog, and it should be a puppy charge, but she usually writes that on there.
It's puppy. Yeah, should have been puppy.
It should have been a puppy, so they go overseas.
Puppy under 9 months old.
Yeah, this says over 9 months. Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Schultz,
Yeah.
Dunwoody,
Yes.
Schmidt, Whitlow,
Yes.
Persley.
Yes.
Motion carries. Go on to county board for full approval. Next item of business, public comments. Are there any public comments, please? Seeing none, we'll move on to discussion points from the committee members. Anything from the committee? Reports from the departments. Lisa, you want to go first?
Sure. Last week, we still had over, I think it was around 130 people that have not filed their statement of economic interest. We were required by law to send to those persons a certified letter in the first week in May that haven't filed, and they're like 650 for certified letters. So we took the list and we called everybody on the list, and we got that number down to 20. There's only 20 people left, so that's quite a bit of money. And it's a 2-minute phone call per person. I didn't talk to Jim this morning, I left a message with him, but he didn't call me back. But as far as where we're at with the possible changing of the trustee, he has reviewed our old contract with Bounders and the new potential contract. And in the old contract, there was a clause in there that to part ways, we would have to give them 120 days notice. And even though that contract will be up in mid-May, he still thinks it's probably a good idea for us to do that. And he would do that, dated on the county board date, which would put us about a month before the tax sale. Because we don't want to be switching right at tax sale, do we? No. And the only concern that we've got in the office right now is that there are several parcels that are in the court system that Bounders is kind of in the process of getting a deed for. So I guess I'm a little bit worried that if we give Bounders 120 days notice, they'll just say, oh, we're just going to be done. And then what happens with those? Probably do something. I mean, they're really good. I'm sure they can pick up the pieces and get those things done. But I mean, they have to be done appropriately, or you just lose your interest in that year.
Do they have work, do they have time invested in those now?
Yeah.
So,
And that's going to have to be figured into what we owe Bounders, at the end, how much of that process has been done, they'll get paid for, and how much is left to do. That's where it gets a little bit complicated, but that's, that's all legal stuff, and that's going to be Jim. He did want Mindy and I to both read the contract and to see if there's good contracts, if there's stuff. I assume that we want out or something. Is that what?
I looked at it briefly yesterday afternoon, and I noticed that, the agent has the right to assign tax certificates to a third party. I don't know that you know what that is.
Yeah.
I don't.
All tax buyers can assign, so that's not a bad thing.
so notice would be given, you're saying the 10th of May, or,
Correct.
and then they would have until August?
Yeah. I think that's right now what the date would be.
9, 10, or 11, somewhere in there. 8, 9, 10.
I think that's probably even though I have concerns, I think that's probably
120 days would be up.
I think there'd be items that are concerning at any time.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Quite honestly, all the concerns and the process seems to lie in the state attorney's purview, so as far as I'm concerned, he's interested in this happening, so we'll let him proceed with it.
He would like that. It's not, since it's not really on the agenda, I don't know whether you can really make a motion or should make a motion to approve him to go forward with the letter, but you can make a recommendation, and then it'll be on the agenda for Tuesday for the full board. And I wouldn't want to wait another month, because that's going to put us right into, right next.
I think that authority would have been in the motion we made last time.
If that's, yeah, that's possible. I'm just, Jim did say we'd like a recommendation for him to go forward with sending them 120 days.
Or whatever to unbind them, to terminate the contract.
Which is essentially what we said
I
last
think
time.
that's what we want to do. Maybe you think that's what we want to do. You guys think that's what we want to do?
Yeah.
Okay, if
Yep.
everybody's in agreement.
read in the minutes that the state's attorney was following the proper protocol to terminate the contract with the existing vendor.
Okay.
And whatever he wants on the agenda for.
Right, we'll find out what he wants, I wonder if it's on the agenda for Tuesday. Make sure it's all legal and all good. Lastly, most important right now in my office, Debbie's working through the final steps of tax extension. We've had a couple of minor setbacks, but nothing major. Each day, the tax extension process through DevNet goes in steps, and each step may have one report included, or it might have 20 reports in a step, and all of the reports are extremely important because you run these reports, they're kind of balancing reports and exceptions reports, and they send up red flags. And there are red flags, they need to be, attended to. And so the usual process with red flags is to contact DevNet and find out why is this happening. So just for example, the most recent one is called an exception report. And when Debbie ran this report in March, it's a 3-page report, has several parcels on it. Without going into a lot of detail, most of them have, all of them have to have a reason to be on this report. There's a parcel that shows up on this report, you don't know why, you have to find out why did it show up on this report. So in the step that she's at, which is almost the final step, you rerun this exception report. So she reran it, I believe it was Friday, and several additional parcels showed up on the report. So she contacted DevNet, and of course there are, I'm not sure how many counties DevNet has, but they don't just work in Illinois either. So you're kind of at the mercy of waiting on DevNet to get back to you. So she did have to wait quite a while to get an answer, but an answer did finally come in this morning, and it looks like there's a reason for all those additional parcels to be on there, so that was really good news, because you just can't move forward with things that are not explained. So when those she gets that finished up, probably sometime today, that report will be finished up. I'm thinking we'll probably be having, one of the very last steps is the treasurer's office print a fairly large sampling of tax bills, and then everybody in the office works on checking over certain things on the tax bills. Again, they're always looking for red flags. So I'm thinking that we probably will roll to the treasurer's office probably Monday, realistically, but I mean, that can change. She runs another report and there's red flags, you stop, because the goal is to have a correct tax bill and not to be the first one out. So we were on target, and hopefully we'll be getting out tax bills sometime next week. Oh, and there is there's some legislation out there. I don't know if you guys are aware of House Bill 0696. Bob knows about it. It's been around for a while, but it just recently passed the House. Hasn't gone to a vote yet in the Senate. But what the goal of the bill is to give taxpayers in Illinois property tax relief. And what it basically does is it makes all counties P-tail counties, which are tax capped. So no taxing body can levy, or they can't levy for more than 105%, but they're held at only 5% more than what they received the prior year. So a P-tail county works on the maximum rate being the lower of 5% or, what's that called now?
CPI.
CPI, yes, which is usually around 2 or 3%, something like that.
Or 1.
Right.
But the real one is the tab, pretty much reason everybody levy and from last year. And right now, I'm working, effective year is 2015 extension. So that is what we're in, right, what she's working on. So anybody who's not backfilled, that's going to have to pass it, and the governor signs it, all the bills have to be pulled back, and we have to review the extension.
Is there a drop dead date though, they have to do that, or?
Legislation, so.
It is unlikely to pass with that 2015 date in it.
It could pass, but yeah, how many years is that, but the 2015 can easily change.
Because there are counties tax bills.
There are tax bills out of state.
And I can't stop tax extension waiting to see what might happen. I mean, legally, I just can't even do that. So,
And this is all in a push for property tax reasons of the province by certain legislators, governor, and an initiative,
I did
school funding is part of it.
I contacted Senator Barrington, asking him to vote no, at least in its current form, and I'm sure every other county has done the same thing. But it's just out of the house.
I had a call.
Oh, you did come through?
One of the representatives called me.
Really?
Yeah. And then asked me if I was in favor of it. I don't know, I got no why, asked me.
Or did that make another board member, anybody else get involved in it? Oh, that's odd. Well, it'll be devastating, taxes for the district, it'll be devastating.
Zero, yeah. Anything, but I don't know how to talk about it, but I can't keep it going. 5% of the CPI, just an extra. Hold down the line of increasing step up in property. They got to pay attention, make attention, make everything more difficult, that's about it, what's going on. Zero, make further simple.
Yeah, but it makes it already complex, tax extension is a really complex process, and it adds a whole new level of complexity. So I'm looking forward to that. So, if you guys have a chance, you might Google that, House Bill 0696. 0696, yeah, read a little bit about it. It's interesting, but it's very.
I think there's a constitutional issue, there were jurisdictions that had voted on by taxpayers, and there were jurisdictions that voted it down, that they didn't want to keep Utah County, but now the legislature is making law that when you get the right of the will of the voters, that's constitutional or not, so we'll account for it.
Who's next? Again, we get stepped on by the state who, by saving the taxpayer money, that doesn't cost the state anything.
Is that Lisa? Thank you. Next.
We had a local drainage district that went through the proper steps and went through court, and they got a additional assessment to their landowners of the district. So it affected 23 parcels. So we're in the process now of preparing a tax bill for those 23 parcels and mailing those out, getting those taken care of hopefully before we get to a bond in the regular tax cycle. It's a 30-day pay once we get those in the mail, which hopefully will be today, tomorrow, sometime this week. It's just a one-time, yeah, a special assessment. Evidently, the district has some work they want to get done. It's a $10,750 assessment for these 23 parcels of land. So we're working on that. Glad to hear the tax opportunity lines are ready to print and mail tax bills as soon as Lisa rolls. Interesting. received return mail from the 1999 tax bill. They sent it back because they received it in 1999. 17 years ago. It's the post office. I received it back April 11th.
Fell into the counter, or?
That's all I have.
Bob?
You think about that? Danforth Drainage District number 5.
We're going, obviously we're working in the meeting, processing the other changes, move forward with that, and that's going well. And I'm going to change it like I like, but changes are changes, so we'll do that. And then, we're going to now, right now, but it's they're wanting to your telephone line, and then stuff like that. In response to what Lisa was talking about, that bill, all the school districts were anticipating possibility of that happening, and almost every district in the county bonded for life safety or would gas. So there will be an increase in the rate on everybody's tax bill for the part of the county. So you will probably hear some noise from that. And the bonding is not something that is voted on by taxpayers. They have bonding forward, they have service, and that assets, they take it on. Obviously, they tell us we get that rate in it, but then if I had to tax bill on top of the rate that you want to receive for the school district. So aware of that, and when the phones are ringing, you gotta be, that will be the answer. Well, I would assume if it's the school district rate, the answer will be, they probably behind it, why they didn't do it on cash. So, that's what if that ever works or not, I don't know. If it doesn't work,
All those back to the budget.
so, that is
What your fellow assessors in the state of Illinois say about this topic? But the one about the money.
We tried, my kind of stuff, we like the burdensome change in the law, that they make it very difficult for us to get our jobs done. We try to get out of the legislative process to some degree. And there's always, we pay attention to them because some of the, just like what we were talking about, if they would pass it and live with 15 is the effective year, that would be a burdensome and expensive problem to impose on the county and also taxpayers and also the staff. So we fight stuff like that. But if it's just strictly legislation to change the exemption amount or whatever, we usually stay neutral because they're the legislators, their job is to make law, our job is to implement it. So, I mean, obviously there's other things going on. Obviously consolidation talk, the big topic with the lieutenant governor. Research, she did this recently, years, meeting public, and that is a conversation she learned is, it doesn't affect me, that's why. But people I obviously taking everything interest in that discussion. So there's always somebody that has a bigger interest in it than this our one group does. Now our hobby is the same as the county board lobbyists, and also we share the same lobbyists, so we kind of do work hand in hand. We do other certain things. But as far as the budget goes, we don't really have to say or say out of it. But if we get hold of voice our opinion about certain legislation because of the burdens to the operation of the day-to-day operation of the office, and then we do respond quite vigorously and quickly. So, how that is the way that. It's complicated. I mean, you got to walk, there's little things you can go over to get through that become a big problem. Because you know, unintended consequences are the biggest perfect example of that is the disability commission, which is an overall okay, a good exemption. But once you're 65, disability is starting regular retirement social security. Well, senior citizens who never got disability before they were 65 are going to the doctor's office. Maybe the doctor signs a letter saying they're disabled now. They were never disabled. They're getting older. And it's not unintended consequence. You're never going to get pulled back. So stuff like that, whenever any law, legislation, we need to decide, we need anything to change. It's always something that nobody thinks of, and always do the right thing. Do a little bit of that again.
It's like that bill that Lisa was talking about, because we're proceeding, and if we proceed, we mail out, for some reason that passes. Just the materials alone, that's a $15,000 expense all by itself. Note that doesn't include any man hours or anything. And how you would do the refund for the people who had paid, that was just, that's a nightmare, I can't even imagine.
It's non-stop, actually, the unfunded mandates and the constantly what they put on, like election day voter registration. That's very difficult, to do that. For, not just me, for every...
Does anybody have any ideas or any solutions on how to stop this crap?
Actually, the funny part is, about the budget, this has been a very quiet legislative year. There hasn't been a whole lot of activity, but some of the things they're proposing are pretty outside. But it's, just go on the General Assembly website every year. I'll come and deal with those.
Well, I think everybody in this state is like me. Why do we want to give them any more money to spend foolishly? Not one penny.
That's why you saw the House going to give you direction, because that's the promise that they made a lot of their years. Which is we want property tax freeze. You're never going to freeze property tax, freeze it, but the idea that you can't allow tax districts to levy anymore, and can't even do 5% from the prior year, that's fair, because they get rid of the constituents, but then, depends on what side of that issue you fall on. Some people say that people have enough money to do the thing they need to do with the money that's provided already, cut it to them, and all their special interest groups go crazy, and that has to, you got to find that, which is part of the issue we're all on. Have all the answers.
That's why we need term limits. We could talk about this all day long.
But we get involved, like I said, we ask you a question, we get involved when it's really put the burden, which with this, with Bill, we have to put the burden on the treasurer and on the clerk's office, not my office. So we don't stay out of that, but I really asked about it last week, because she got an email saying, respond. And we do, necessarily.
All the time, they can make it harder and harder to be able to really do your job well. They're almost put more on plate than the person can handle their office.
anything else? Next is animal control. One cat pound and one cat heat. The negative is the lab, whether they do but we can get over from January, over 50, so over 50 now, we are dealing with a problem, new software, that we consider better for the new one, because before the tag, we're not matching the way today, but sometimes when you get the tag later or before, so what to sell, technical guy over there, fix that, and we cannot fix it, we have to go key by key, and that's why it is usually, but fix that, and what people would say, so overview, you sort of, I know, like I think you start, and then you get the tag, and you do that, and you do that. So fix it. So that's why I'm going to leave, we can understand like fine, give me the decision, but you go like we have to fix it, hopefully within the next, within the next 2 months, we can get a decision on but if it takes a long time, we'll keep like the managers.
So by the time we go through a full cycle, for sure, it'll be,
So, yeah.
which will be, how long will it take to go through a full cycle? When will that? Would that be January 1 then?
Yeah,
next June.
But like I think we'll be taking the decision now, and manage the patterns, so that we need a
Any questions for Doc? Includes reports from the departments. Any old business? Any new business to come before the committee? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion.
The move.
Second.
Seconded by Jed. All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.